Hey, Michael, digitaltshirtshop.com. We, it's kind of funny. I got an email yesterday from a company who character arts or something of the sort, and they apparently came across my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer piece on Etsy and said it was a copyright infringement. And so I kind of jumped through the hoops looking at who they were. I sent them an email. The last thing I want to do is I want to infringe on somebody's copyright. And honestly, you look at Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, it's incredibly easy to think that just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer would be public domain, you would think. Apparently he's not. He is like full on, totally copyrighted. The name and the likeness. What do you do? So I'd have Mr. Rudolph pulled off of. Now I didn't have him on digitaltshirtshop.com. I had him on Family T-Shirt Shop. And I'm going to have to, excuse me, over the next couple days, I'm going to need to go through and look at the different websites I have. Excuse me. To try to ensure that I don't have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or a likeness of him on any of our websites. So I actually did write and talk to the company, and those things get kind of hard because they say, even though everything, we talked about this and everything, that doesn't mean we can't do something else to you. That doesn't mean we can't come after you for something else. I would hope. I never really sold a lot of them. The set, I'd sold a few, but not a lot of them. But I like having a variety of things to sell. So I've kept it up either way. It has since been taken down, so but I don't know. I guess I don't have a lot to say about it. I just have to take it down, remove it. I guess as I think about doing art, if I draw my own characters that are not characters that people are familiar with, it's always fine, good. I made an assumption, I guess, which is probably not a good assumption to make, as far as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I guess I probably ought to go back and look at some of the others that, as I kind of looked around, I got the feeling that Frosty the Snowman is probably trademarked as well, both the name and the likeness. I'm going to take some opportunity, given this happening, to try to figure out what some of the licensing fees would be to actually license those. I don't know why it would necessarily benefit me, because I probably want a lot of money up front in order to do it based on projected number of units to sell, and it's probably going to be way out of the ballpark of anything that I would be interested in doing. And giving the numbers that I've sold in the past, it's probably not going to be relevant or even make sense to even try to do it. But we'll ask and see. Who knows? Maybe it won't be so bad. And then that's kind of, I guess that's kind of it. We're still doing really good on the Eclipse t-shirts. Yesterday we sold 50 just between Amazon and Etsy. The day before we sold 67, and the day before that we sold 65. So Still quite a few. Things have been transitioning a bit. They've been going from just plain selling them to everybody wanting to ask me about their order before they actually buy them. Will I get them in time? Will you guarantee me that I will have it on that day? Um, Reminds me of the guy that wrote me once on Amazon because his package showed up in 4 days instead of 2 days, and it was going. I just ship it a standard first class mail. I'm only charging $2.99 freight. It's not like I'm charging priority mail rates or anything like that. And $6 an item to get it there faster to everybody. And his package ended up taking 4 days to go from Utah to wherever he was instead of 2 days. And man, that guy wrote me the most blistering message. I had got the thing shipped in 1 day. Post office took 4 days to get it to him, so it took 5 days. He needed it in 2 days, and he wrote me this blistering email and just ripping me left and right. And wanting, telling me that I completely ruined this event that, was happening for his daughter, and because the shirt had not shown up, and I guess it was some key thing that he was giving her, and didn't want the excuse that it was the post office's fault and that was the shipping's fault, because it was obviously all my fault. I'm going, okay, you want it shipped all the way from Utah to Pennsylvania or New York or wherever he lived in 2 days. I got it out in 1 day. I did my job. The post office didn't do their job and get it there faster for you. And I'm sorry that I didn't offer you express mail options, but I did my part. I did my job, and I'm unfortunately at the mercy of the post office and how long it takes the post office to ship things. No matter what you say, and you say I can't blame them, I'm at the mercy of them. They will determine how long it takes a package to get from Utah to wherever it's going. I do not have a warehouse on the East Coast that things ship out of. I have a warehouse in Utah in my basement right here behind me that inventory comes out from. And it only comes out of there. I don't ship it. I'm not shipping FBA. I just don't have too many items, and there are too many variables that I would end up having stock sitting there forever not selling. I did try that, by the way, with one shirt once that I thought was selling well, and I didn't sell. I think I sold one unit out of all of the units that I sent there, but it's not. I don't really feel it's ideal. It would have been ideal for these T-shirts. Absolutely, we probably could have sold a mountain of these if they were sold FBA. But to print them and package them and do, I'm already printing kind of at max capacity right here. I don't have the time to be able to increase that and convert that to FBA, and you got to send the inventory there, and you need like 2 weeks lead time because you got to ship it there, and it's going to all different warehouses across the country. And then on top of that, it takes them all that time in order to push it to, just for it to activate to sell and things like that. It takes quite a while, more time than you'd think before, from the time you tell them you're sending it to the time they get it to the time it actually sells. So I don't know. But anyways, that's where we're at. I guess I probably need to look at what I'm doing as I create things and as I think of things to sell, and maybe do a little copyright search or history if it's a character. Like, I think it made me stop and think about all the different characters I use for Halloween. A ghost, a Frankenstein, a Dracula. Am I going to have problems with those as well? I would really think not. A witch. I mean, they had witches clear back in the 1700s, 1600s. I would think a witch would not be a big deal. Dracula, Frankenstein, when were those created? Santa Claus. I mean, you would think he would not be a problem. I'm starting to feel like Frosty the Snowman would be a problem. Now, General Snowman, no. Mr. Frosty, though, yes. Um, I don't know. I may well just want to go and review some of the things that I have that I'm doing just to make sure that I'm not going to bite myself in the butt, shoot myself in the foot, pee on the third rail. I don't know, whatever. However you want to look at it. Third rail, by the way, that's. I lived in New York City for a couple of years, and that third rail where all the power comes from for the train. Whoo! I've never done it, and I would never do it, but I've heard of people dying from doing it. So we'll talk to you guys later. Love to have you subscribe to digitaltshirtshop.com, and we'll talk to you later.